Hello, I'm Dirk Androff of Rich's Superior TPS Slow Pitch Softball Team. I'm very proud of my team because we are the first and only team to win all 4 national championships in one single season. This is also called the Grand Slam of softball. God has blessed me over the years in allowing me to play with many great teams as well as playing with a lot of fantastic players. Because of this, I've been a USSSA and ASA World Series MVP as well as being a 726 lifetime hitter. Today on the video, I'm going to go over several ways in helping you become a better hitter. The first thing we're going to talk about is when you get out of your car for a league game or a tournament game, how can you prepare your body so it's ready to go in the first inning? Not like some players who come to the ballpark and wait until the 3rd or 4th inning to get themselves ready to play. Secondly, when the game actually does start, what can we do mentally and physically before you get in that batter's box to give you every chance in the world to get a hit? Last but not least, when you do get in the batter's box, I'm going to show you techniques to hit the ball to all fields, for base hits, or for power. So if you're ready, I'm ready to get started. You've just arrived at the ballpark, you get out of your car and you notice you have a little time before your game's getting ready to begin. What can we do at this time to prepare our body so we can have a great game? Well, first of all, it's a good idea to pre-warm your muscles. To do this, take a slow jog around the ballpark for 5 minutes or so. After you do this, it's time to stretch. Today on the video, I'm going to show you several of my favorite stretches. We're going to begin with the back of the arm or the tricep muscle. Standing, pull your elbows straight back, hold for 10 seconds. Then you would repeat it with the other arm. We move from the tricep to the shoulder area. Nice and easy, rolling the arms forward. On all these stretches, make sure you relax and breathe. And then you would go the opposite way. We move from the shoulders to the back. Feet a little wider than shoulder width, arms chest high, nice and relaxed, twisting back and forth. Keep the knees relaxed here, and remember to always breathe. After this, we want to isolate the lower back area, so we're going to put our feet a little closer together, hands behind our head, look up at the sky, and take a lot of easy, deep breaths, and lean back. We move from the lower back area to the rib cage muscles. Same position, hands above our head, a lot of easy breaths, leaning in one direction first, and then the other direction. We stretched our upper body out now. Why do we do the upper body first? A lot of lower body flexibility depends on how loose your upper body is. So we always begin with our upper body first, then our lower body. We're going to start with the back of the legs or the hamstrings. Feet close together, knees slightly bent. You're going to relax and hang your body over your feet. After about 10 seconds of easy breathing, you can feel like the hamstrings are getting ready to get loose. Push the kneecaps back and repeat it. All right, we move from the hamstring to the front of the leg or the quadricep. On this stretch, we're going to put one foot out in front of us and try to maintain a balance on this foot. We're going to reach back with the opposite hand and grab the opposite foot. Try to keep the knee in, and we're going to pull it back to the buttocks with a slight lean forward. Let's see if I can show you an example on this. Notice the knees in, slight lean forward. Great stretch for the front of the leg, and then you would repeat it with the other leg. Okay, we move now down our leg to the back of the leg, the calf muscle. To do this, we put our hands on the ground, walk our feet back, put one foot down, nice and easy, keeping the leg straight. Then the other foot. Then both feet. Great stretch for the lower part of the leg and also above the heel, the Achilles tendon. We're moving from the calf to the groin area, which is commonly injured in the game of softball. Nice and relaxed. I'm going to move my feet a little wider until I feel a little pull in the groin area. I'm going to put my left hand down in this case, right hand in front of the right foot, and I'm going to lean to the right nice and easy. Then I'm going to repeat it to the left. Remember, on all these stretches, relax, go at your own pace, hold for 10 seconds. Then I'm going to move my feet a little wider out, put both hands down, and try to lower my elbows nice and easy towards the ground. After completing that stretch, I'm going to work on the hip flexor muscles here. These are often pulled in softball. To do this, my feet are wide apart. I'm going to put my hands down on each side of my foot, lowering the opposite knee to the ground. From here, I'm going to raise up, arch back, and look up at the sky and hold. That feels great. Okay, last stretch. The ankles often turn in the game of softball. Get a relaxed position on the ground, stand up, roll on the ankles. Up on the toes, roll to the outside. After a few of those, roll on the outside and go up. You should really feel this stretch the ligaments and tendons in your ankles. You notice now that the game's not ready to begin. You have a little extra time on your hands, so you can do some additional stretches on the ground. I'm going to show you a few of my favorites, starting with the shoulder muscles. Get down on the ground on your knees. You're going to put your hands out in front. You're going to notice my whole body, upper body, is going to rock back with my head down. Great stretch for the shoulders. We're going to stretch the back next. Sit on the ground, one leg out straight, cross the leg over, and twist in each direction, hold. We move from there to the back of the legs again, the hamstrings and the calves, and you also feel this in the lower back. Keeping the feet together and the toes up, I lean forward, nice and easy, not putting my head down, just keeping my chest out. And when you get good flexibility, you can grab your toes and pull them back, and you really feel a good stretch in the bottom part of your leg, also in the lower back. Pulling the feet in, we'll stretch out the groin and hip flexor areas. Try to pull them in as far as you can, and then gradually push your knees down with your elbows. The last stretch for the lower back and hips, which is my favorite stretch, is simply lying on the ground with your arms out to the side and bringing the knees over together, trying to keep the shoulders down. Then I would repeat it the other way. All right. Now I'm ready to play. My whole body's loosened up, and the game's getting ready to begin. So let's go have a great game. Right now, I'm 2 batters away from being up at the plate. This is when I begin my mental preparation for my upcoming at-bat. Here are the few things I go through in my mind. 1, the opposing pitcher. Does he like to get ahead in the count? Does he like to waste a couple pitches and then come in with a strike? Secondly, I watch the umpire a lot. How's the umpire calling the pitches? Does he allow the pitcher to throw it deep and call it a strike? Does he allow the pitcher to throw it flat and call it a strike? Third, the weather conditions. How's the wind blowing today? Is it blowing from left to right, from right to left? Is it blowing straight in my face, or is it blowing straight out? This is very important in my strategy is where I'm going to hit the ball, and also it can play some havoc on the pitcher's release. Last but not least, you have to be able to relax. A lot of players have trouble relaxing on the ball field with the crowds around, the game situations. They tighten up. My way of relaxing is to cheer for my teammates. This has a tendency to take the pressure off me. Well, it's my turn to get on deck. When I'm on deck, I still keep in mind all the mental things that I've thought about in preparing for my upcoming at-bat. But it's also time to get yourself physically ready to perform. And the way I do that is very simple. I get in the on-deck circle, and while my teammate is batting, I pretend that I'm batting also. When the pitcher lets go of the ball, I take a full cut as hard as I can, and that prepares my body to perform. When I get in that batter's box, my body's going to be ready to swing the bat as fast as I can. I'm mentally and physically ready to have a great at-bat now, and it's my turn to bat. I've had great success in the game of softball by holding the bat in the bottom part of my fingers. Also, when I'm in the batter's box, I hold the bat very relaxed until I'm ready to swing the bat at the ball, and then the adrenaline takes over, and I grip the bat tight. You're in the batter's box now, and you look over and the opposite field is wide open, and you want to be able to go that way. The great thing about the technique I'm about to show you is you don't need to stand and hope for an outside pitch from the pitcher. You can hit any pitch the pitcher throws for a strike over there effectively using my technique. Here's what it is. I start off by getting some distance from the plate, like this. Now, I use a little more than 50% of my body weight on my front foot. What I'm going to do is I'm going to simulate throwing the ball in that direction by turning my body and hitting the ball in that direction. If I was to throw the ball, the first thing I would do would be to turn my front hip and front shoulder in the direction I was going, and then bring my body weight forward and throw the ball in that direction. Well, it's slow pitch softball, so why can't you do it swinging the bat? I get off the plate, I'm going to push off my front foot and bring my back foot around. Notice the hip and shoulder are beginning to turn. Now the weight has transferred to my back foot. I then am going to bring the weight from my back foot to my front foot and step right at the ball, and the timing then it becomes critical. Where do you want to strike the ball? If I turn my body and I'm a little too anxious and I step at the ball and try to strike it too early, as you can see, I'm not going to hit the ball the opposite way. I'm probably going to hit the ball to the second baseman or up the middle, and that, in this case, that's not what I want to do. So I have to be a little more patient and wait for the ball to get around home plate before I strike it. Remember, too, when you're turning your body, don't lose sight of the ball coming out of the pitcher's hands. So I push off my front foot, I bring my back foot around, turning my body in the direction I'm getting ready to go, which is the opposite way. The weight comes from the back foot and transfers to the front foot, and then I time it out by hitting the ball right out in front of the plate. Notice the hand position, the hands are behind the bat head, which is perfect in this situation because I limit the chances of hitting foul balls this way, and I'm going to hit the ball harder that way and farther that way. Let me give you a few examples. The next time you get in the box, you notice that they're giving you the middle. This technique is very simple. First off, giving yourself some hitting distance, just like we were going opposite field. Notice that the hip and shoulder are lined up perfectly in the direction you want to go. So how do we hit the ball at the middle? It's very simple. It's timing. When the pitcher delivers the ball, and remember it has to be a strike, if you swing at it too early and hit the ball out in front like this, you're probably going to hit the ball to the shortstop or the left center fielder. On the other hand, if you wait too late to hit the ball and hit it back behind the plate like this, the ball's going to go to the second baseman or to the right center fielder. That's no good either. So what do we have to do? We have to split the difference. This is no good, and this is no good, so we split the difference, and it's right here. You're not completely extended like you're going to pull the ball. You're not quite late like you're going the opposite field, but you're right out in front of the plate like this. Weight can be back. About 65 to 70% of your weight can be back on your back leg. The reason for this, you're going to transfer that weight from your back leg to your front leg to give you good bat speed and hit the ball with authority through the middle. Keeping the hands up and the bat down gives you a great chance to swing the bat level. So the weight starts here, you take your step, time it, hit the ball right out in front of the plate. Notice the position. One more time. Weight back, good pitch, take my step towards the ball, hit the ball right out in front of the plate, not quite extended. Now I'll give you a couple examples. We're back in the batter's box for our third time up. We've already successfully went the opposite way for a hit. We just got done getting a hit up the middle. Now we look at the defense, and they're giving us the chance to pull the ball for a hit. How can we do that? Well, first thing I think is very important is you have to put yourself in a position in the box where no matter where the pitcher throws the pitch, outside or inside or over the middle, you can successfully pull it over there. I stand close to the plate, and if you notice, I'm standing with an open stance. An open stance is simply the back foot is closer to the plate than the front foot. What this does is a couple things. One, it frees my back hip up, which is very important in bringing the bat through the zone quickly. Notice the flexibility in my hip when I bring the bat forward. Secondly, if the pitcher is trying to throw it on the outside corner, standing open, the front foot automatically wants to step towards the ball. All right? Now, weight distribution. The weight's got to be on the back leg, about 70%. It's very important when you want to pull the ball that you use your legs. Rock the weight back on the back leg. The weight's going to transfer from the back leg to the front leg, which is going to bring this bat through the zone fast. Make sure when you're pushing off, when you start your swing, that you don't get upright and stiff-legged. Bend the back knee when you're pushing off and accelerate into the ball. The timing of the swing, just like the other fields, is very critical. Where do I want to strike this ball? Pulling the ball, there's only one way to pull the ball effectively, and that is to strike the ball out in front of the plate with the bat head ahead of the hands. I can't be successful in this game pulling the ball if my hands are ahead of the bat head when striking the ball. All right, next, we talk about base hitting the ball when you want to pull it, and we talk about hitting the ball for power, pulling the ball. Two different techniques. Remember earlier we talked about the relaxed grip. Still important. The difference for hitting the ball for a base hit is when you pull the ball for a base hit, your hands are going to be relaxed. They'll tighten up when you swing, but at the point of contact, you want to let them relax and let the top hand come over naturally. That's going to give you that desired top spin, which makes it very difficult for the outfielders to catch the ball because the ball turns over after it's cleared the infielders and hits the ground. If you want to hit the ball up in the air for power, you want underspin. And to gain underspin on the ball, instead of letting the top hand fly over at the point of contact, when striking the ball, you want to keep your top hand locked in like this, and the hand is going to be underneath the ball, and then after striking the ball, the hand will naturally turn over. This will, what we call, cut the ball, which makes the ball spin underneath like an airplane taking off. If you hit the ball solidly with good underspin and out front, the ball will take off and it will continue to rise and it won't come down until it's over the fence. Each way is very effective, and remember the key here is not making it out. If you're physically able to hit the ball out of the park, use the second technique. If you're not and you want to hit the ball for base hits, let the hand come over and nice and relaxed and you'll get that good top spin. Remember to hit a good pitch also. Anytime the pitcher throws the ball for a strike, no matter where they throw it, by standing close to the plate and open, you can successfully get hits over there all day long. I'm going to show you a few examples of both. I want you to remember, when you get in the batter's box, you should be mentally and physically ready to hit good pitches. You're in charge of the situation, not the pitcher. You now know how to hit the ball to all fields with the desired spin for base hits as well as power. You'll be valuable to your team either way. Good things happen to hitters when they're aggressive in the box. Don't place the ball in different directions. Hit the ball as hard as you can. These techniques will only improve your hitting skills if you practice. The more you practice this game, the better hitter you'll become. So good luck and have your best season ever.
Over the last decade of the 20th century, mankind has known one superior force in the game of slow pitch. That force is Rich's Superior. No softball on this planet is safe from the devastating power of these evolved softball giants.
Something I'd never seen before. It was the longest ball I've ever seen. You're at the Winter Snowball Tournament for the 17th year in a row. It's a madness that everybody enjoys. I have 34 teams this year. We've had up to 39 teams in these tournaments here.